Hey crazy crew, who wants to go penny shopping today? I thought it might be fun to take you all along on a penny shopping trip, but there's one thing about penny shopping and couponing at Dollar General, and that is that you literally see, hear, and experience some really crazy things. So while we're out penny shopping today, I thought I'm going to share something that happened to me, because when you've shopped at Dollar General for as long as I have, well, let's just say you have seen a little bit of everything, and I do mean everything. I ran across several people who think the chip aisle at Dollar General is front row parking. I've also seen a couple of goats sitting outside in the front seat of the car waiting on their owner to get done shopping. And while those two stories are pretty crazy, today's video is going to be about something that I believe we've all ran across once or twice. This story is about a crazy Dollar General employee. Not pictured here, but you get the idea. This is actually Amanda Meadows. Look her up, she is hilarious. Now, my DG employee was a little bit moody. Some days she was fantastic, others not so much. But either way, we always got along. She knew I was a penny shopper, and she expected me to be there every single Tuesday to go penny shopping. Now, most days whenever I would go in, she was really nice. She would even point out penny items that I'd missed sometimes. We would laugh and cut up. She would catch me up on what was going on in her life, tell me about her grandson. But this day, well, this day was different. We had a huge penny list. I'm talking 4 or 5 categories pennying out all at once, plus we ended up with a ton of surprise pennies. And y'all know me, I got up super early so that I could be there as soon as the doors opened. And lucky for me, when the doors opened, it was only me and one other lady walking in. Now, I quickly realized that this other lady, who we're going to call Donna, was actually a brand new penny shopper. And y'all just take a wild guess about who she found out penny shopping from. Now, when she said crazy coupons, honestly, I almost hit the floor. She didn't know that it was me, and I wasn't going to say a word. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always extremely grateful whenever anyone recommends my channel and spreads the word, especially right now because there's a lot of bad information about penny shopping out there, and well, we all saw what happened with remodels. We'll save that for another video, but my point is, I'm just a regular person just like you. So, let me tell you what happened at 8 o'clock when the doors opened. Donna and I made our way in, and we went our separate ways. After about 30 minutes or so, the employee, we're going to call her Mary came around and found me. She walked down the aisle just like she always does, and she said, "Hey, what's going on?" And I said, "You know what, just killing some time, doing a little shopping." She just kept on walking and said, "Oh, okay, well, I hope you have fun." Then she turned to look at me with the "I know you're up to something" look. But she still had a smile on her face, so I thought everything was okay. She quickly turned her head and went about her own business, and I got back to the business of penny shopping. And as I make my way down every aisle, you guys know what I say, look high, look low, look everywhere you go, and scan, scan, scan. Now, I'm not a tall person. I'm only 5 foot short. So, when it comes to the sky shelves, well, we don't exactly get along. However, over the years, I've figured out ways to make things work. So I'm slowly but surely making my way over to the home decor section. It's been about 45 minutes or so since my little encounter with Mary, and my buggy's about half full, so we're doing good. And here comes Mary again. She just looks at me and says, "Oh, looks like you found a lot of great deals today." I looked back and said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Now, if you need anything off of the top shelf, just let me know and I'll get it down for you." And I said, "Okay, thanks, will do." And I just continued on scanning. Now, Donna made her way over to the home decor section as well. And at this point, she had pretty much half a buggy full of penny items. So we were both doing good. This was turning out to be a really good day. So we started scanning the home section, everything, lamps, candles, vases, flowers, you name it, anything and everything. When all of a sudden, we hear Mary yell from the front of the store, "Hey, get down off of those shelves." Donna and I looked at each other, and then we started looking around to see who she was talking to, because we were not getting anything off of the top shelf at this point. Now, sure, we were scanning things that were on the top shelves, but we were standing on our own 2 feet. So we looked at each other, shrugged our shoulders, and figured she must be talking to somebody else. So we made our way over to the party supply aisle, which happened to be right in front of the register. and we just kept finding more and more pennies. We were having so much fun. This was an epic day of penny shopping. So we're minding our own business, scanning away, when all of a sudden we hear Mary again. But this time she screams, "Get down! Get down! I told you to get down!" I look up, throw my hand on my chest, and I'm looking around like, oh my word, who is she screaming at? And that's exactly the moment when she turned the corner and headed straight for us. "I've watched you climb these shelves all morning long." I said, "What? Excuse me?" "No, ma'am, you have not." I said, "I do not have a reason to be climbing these shelves. Number one, there's no penny items that's worth me getting hurt over, and these shelves are flimsy. And number two, I'm not scared. I'll come and ask for help if I need help getting something off of the top shelf. It's really no big deal." But at this point, Mary was fuming. What's that saying? If looks could kill? Well, Mary had one of those looks on her face. So once she walked away, Donna and I regrouped. Mary had scared the crap out of Donna. I mean, it was her first time penny shopping, so she was already nervous about going up to the register. And now, knowing that she has to go up to the register with an employee that's already mad, well, I completely understood, but I reassured her that everything was going to be fine. I've penny shopped at this store many times, and Mary would get over it. So we made a plan. I would go first, make sure everything rang up correctly, and then Donna would fall in behind me. In my mind, I'm thinking, Mary's just having a bad day, she's frustrated, and she's taking it out on us. But that's okay, we'll go up here to the register, everything will ring up just fine, and we will move on about our day. So I make my way up to the register without saying a word to Mary, and I start putting my items up on the counter. She starts scanning the items. Everything's going fine and dandy until we get to about the 50th penny item, and the register goes blank. It just starts freezing up and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, Mary looks at me and she's like, "Oh, there you have it. You broke the register." She said, "That's just great. Now we're all going to be in trouble." And I said, "Hold on a second, lady. We haven't done anything wrong." She takes off screaming and pacing behind the register. I look behind me. Donna is fixing to cry, and I am hearing the faint sounds of do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do because I am now entering the Twilight Zone for real. Nevertheless, I tried to stay calm because I knew this was a new register. Sometimes they glitch out and they just need a minute to catch back up. But by the time the register started working, Mary had already flipped her lid. She called the store manager and she was loudly explaining to him how I broke the entire store. She caught me red-handed climbing the shelves. I broke the register with all of the penny items, and how all morning long I've just been causing problem after problem. Well, I stayed calm while listening to her rant, and I was just really hoping that that register would get itself straightened out and we could be on our way. I look back at poor Donna and she is just praying that she could be put anywhere else besides this Dollar General right now. Mary was still yelling on the phone with her store manager, and I was trying to tune everything out until I hear her tell him that he needs to come down to the store right now so that they can trespass me. What? Excuse you? At this point, I had to speak up. So I told her, "Go ahead, tell him to come down here, and we're going to pull the cameras and see exactly what happened this morning." Because I knew we had done nothing wrong. And in fact, if he wanted to pull the cameras and see what happened, Mary was the only one acting up. But she still insisted that the store manager needed to come in. Now, while all this was taking place, the register actually fixed itself. It did catch up. I paid for my penny items. Donna paid for her penny items, and everybody was good to go. Except for Mary, of course. Now, I took my things and I waited outside on the manager to get there because I wanted to make sure he would in fact look at the cameras instead of just taking Mary's word for it. He assured me that he would, but if anything that Mary said ended up being true, he would have to ask me to leave and not come back to that location. Now, later that day, I met up with the store manager again. He did, in fact, apologize for Mary's behavior. Now, Mary wasn't too happy about it, but she ended up quitting not too long after that. Donna and I ended up with 2 full buggies worth of penny items, and even though her first day penny shopping was almost a disaster, Donna is still penny shopping today. I run into her every now and then. She's doing great. She's still out there penny shopping, and she still recommends that I go and watch Crazy Coupons on YouTube.